Right, short date please, whatever date you're doing this, and then learn an objective to solve equations including brackets. Okay, so just building on yesterday's work, last lesson's work, adding in brackets. So a lot of it is kind of just going over what we did yesterday. Okay, pause the video while you do that, and then we'll get the lesson started. Right, first of all, could you please, in your books, solve these three equations, please. Solve these three equations. Off you go. Pause the video while you do that. Right, so let's quickly go over these, okay? Quickly go over them. So it's just a reminder from on where we are last time, okay? Equals 16. So remember, our aim is to get x down here on its own with and fill in that value. Okay, so here, first thing we're going to get rid of the 8. Although there's no sign there, we know because there's no sign, we know it's a positive. So negative 8, we're going to take 8 away, take 8 away. So we'll have 4x equals 16, take away 8 is 8. Divide both by 4, which will give us x equals 2. Okay, hopefully no problem with that. That's pretty straightforward. Okay, x over 3 minus 2 equals 2. So again, the same rules apply. We need to find x down here, don't we? So we're going to get rid of this minus 2 first of all. To get rid of that minus 2, we will add 2 to it. Okay, it's the balance method, so we add 2 on the other side of the equation. Remember our equal sign here, both sides of the equation. So that will leave us with x over 3 will equal to 4. Okay, then we can either do 3 times 4 is 12, and we know that's 12, or we can look at it this way, can't we? We're timesing this side by 3 because it's x divided by 3. We times it by 3, we times that by 3, and it gives us x equals 12. Okay, don't think we've seen the last one. I'm not sure whether we've seen one of those something similar before, but again, as long as you follow up the same rules, it's not going to be a problem. Equals 36. Again, I need to find x here. First thing I'm going to do here is actually I'm going to get rid of this 2. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the divided by 2. So again, I'm just going to times that by 2. I'm going to do the same on this side, times it by 2. So that means I've now got 9x equals 72. Okay, divide them both by 9. Divide them both by 9. How many 9s in 72? 9 8s are 72. X equals 8. Okay, x equals 8. And let's have a look. 9 times 8 is 72. Divided by 2 is 36. Yes, okay, x equals 8. Okay, so just a quick reminder on those. We're going to have a look again at sometimes. And now this is this is more of a kind of a real life application, okay? And this is a real equation. This is an equation you will be using in future, okay? And you can see here it's you have to do your substitution, okay? So we have to find the value of x when y is 11, m is 3, and c is minus 1. So I'm just going to write those numbers in. So I know 11 is equal to m, which is 3, we find in x, plus minus 1. Okay, now when we get to this stage, plus minus 1, when we have these two signs right next to each other, they have to be right next to each other. Okay, no numbers in between. A plus and a minus will make a minus. Okay, so actually this then becomes minus 1, and from there we would just do the equation as normal. I like to swap mine around, but you don't have to. Equals 11. I want to get rid of the minus 1, so I'm going to add 2 to it. So what am I going to add to? Add 1 to it, and then I'm going to do the same on the other side, add 1. So I get 3x is equal to 12. Divide them both by 3, x equals 4. Okay, We'll just do one more quickly, and then you can do a couple yourselves. Okay. So v equals u plus at. Now remember, at is a times t, isn't it? So at is equal to a times t. Just remember that, okay, when the letters are together, isn't it? Okay. So let's go back to, we've got to find v is 45. So I'm just substituting the letters with the numbers. Equals u, 0, okay, plus a, we're finding a times t, which is 10, okay. So that's where I've substituted them in. So pretty straightforward here. I'm not even going to swap the sides this time. 45 is equal to, so the naught is a times 10 is 10a, isn't it? Okay, a times 10 is 10a. So if I want to find the value of a, divide by 10 is the balance method, divide by 10. So a is equal to 4.5. And you can see it doesn't matter, and that's the same as a equals 4.5. 4.5 equals a. It doesn't matter either side. Remember, the equal sign just tells you the 1/2 has to equal the other half of the other side of the equal sign. Okay, right. We will not be going over these afterwards. Okay, so please do these in your book. Just question A and question B, if you could do those questions, please, and then we will carry on with the answers. We won't be going over these, so I will be marking them myself. Okay, pause the video while you do that, please. Right, okay. So we're going to be, as our learn objective tells us, we're going to be including brackets. The first thing we have to do is remember how to expand brackets. So we have done this, and actually I think we were pretty good with these when we did algebra last time. So if we've got 3, and then inside the brackets we've got 2x plus 4, okay. If we have to expand those brackets, okay, remember the rule is whatever is outside, you multiply whatever's inside the bracket. So we start off there, okay, so we times those two numbers together. So the first thing we do is 3 times 2x. So I'm going to just do this on the side, you don't have to yourself. So 3 times 2x will be 6x, okay, 3 times 2x is 6x. And then we have to do the 3 times the 4, okay, and it's a positive 3 times a positive 4, so it gives us a positive 12, okay, positive 12. So that's that bracket expanded, okay, that's that bracket expanded. I'm going to do a couple more, okay, do a couple more. So we could have 4 on the outside, and we could have 2 plus 3x. Now remember the rule, when you're expanding brackets, you multiply the number outside the bracket with both numbers inside. So 4 times 2 is 8. That's our first number. Then we have to do 4 times 3x. Okay, 4 times 3x is 12x. 4 times 3, 12, and then the x, okay, plus 12x, and that's the bracket expanded. When you come to do the questions yourself, make sure you when you come to do them, you have to expand the bracket first, then go from there, okay. Now sometimes you have a different number outside, don't you? You can have a negative number outside, so you see you go minus 3 2x plus 3, okay. Now this does make a difference, doesn't it, when you get the minus 3. So again, you're multiplying whatever's outside to inside, okay? So what you've got here, okay, so this time we've got minus 3 times 2x. Now we know a negative number times a positive number will always give you a negative number, okay? So 3 times 2x is minus 6x, okay? So we've got minus 6x. And then here we've got 3 minus 3. We're going to go on this one as well. So we're going to do the minus 3 times 3, minus 3 times 3, positive. A negative times a positive is a negative. So the answer to this one is minus 6x minus 9. Okay. Now, let's have another go with a negative number. So you go minus 2, and in your bracket you could have 4x minus 2. Okay, so again, the first thing you do, multiply with the number outside the bracket with both numbers inside. So this is a minus 2 times, this is a positive 4x, a minus times a positive will always give us a negative. 2 times 4x, 8x, sorry, minus 8x, isn't it? Minus and a positive, so we go minus 8x. Then when we do the second part, we've got the minus 2 times minus 2. Okay, minus 2 times minus 2. Now this time, remember, a negative multiplied by a negative will give us a positive number. So 2 times 2 is 4, so it's a positive 4. Now it's a little while since we've done these brackets. If you're not too sure, okay, you will need to watch again, okay, in terms of multiplying brackets. But if you watch it again, if you really need to, you might need to go back and have a little look in your textbook about sort of expanding brackets. And I think but have a go at these questions first, please. Have a go at these. So we're just going to do, so question 1, we'll call just question 1. So let's go with 2x plus 3. Let's go question 2. Let's go 3 minus 2x. Question 3 minus 2x plus 4. And let's go with question 4, minus 5 minus 2x minus 3. Have a go, please, at expanding those brackets. Pause the video, and then we will go through some answers afterwards. Okay, so pause the video, have a go at those. Okay, so right at the question, expand them underneath. Remember, the number outside the bracket, you multiply with both of the numbers inside. Okay, have a go at that. Oh, right, okay. Let's have a go at those, please. So we go. So question one. So we've got 4, and then we've got 2x plus 3. 2x plus 3. So remember, multiply the number outside. So 4 times 2x, 8x. 4 times 3 is a positive 12. There we go for the first one. Second one, 3 minus 2x. Again, 3 times 3, number outside, times by the number inside. Then 3 times minus 2x. 3 times 2x, 6x minus 6x. Okay, positive multiplied by negative will give you a negative. Okay. Question 3, minus 2 outside the bracket, 2x plus 4. So I'm going to do minus 2 times 2x, so we say positive times, negative times a positive will give me a negative number. 2 times 2x is 4x. And then I got a negative times a positive will give me a negative number. Negative times a positive, so 2 so it will be minus 8. Okay. Question 4, minus 5 brackets minus 2x minus 3. So this time I've got a negative, so it's a minus 5 times minus 2x. So minus times a minus is a plus. So that will give me 10x is a positive. I don't need to put the sign there. And the same here, minus times a minus is a positive. Minus 5 times minus 3 plus 15. Okay. I don't want to spend any longer on that in this lesson, but I will, if you're struggling with those brackets, expanded brackets, I might do another little extra lesson for people to catch up on that and some extra questions. Okay. So now when it comes to solving such questions in an equation, okay, so we're going to be running a bit long here. So let's go with, so say for example we go 4, 3x minus 2 is equal to 28. Same rules apply. Okay, the first thing I want to do is expand those brackets. 4 times 3x, 12x. 4 times minus 2 minus 8 equals 28. So when I've expanded the brackets, actually the rest then is easy, isn't it? The rest then we follow the same rules that we have previously. Okay, so we're going to then we want to get rid of the minus 8, so we will add 8. We want to get rid of the so we do it's the balance method, so we add it on both sides. So now we've got 12x is equal to 28 plus 8, 36. So I've been going for a long time on this. Divide them by 12, which will give us x. Divide by 12, x is worth 3. Okay, x is worth 3. So when you've expanded the bracket, the rest is the same. Okay, when you've expanded the bracket, the rest is the same. So actually, I think the trickiest part in these today is make sure we expand it correctly. Okay, let's look at another one. So let's look at one where it's 30 is equal to 5 brackets 2x plus 4. I'm just going to swap them around. It doesn't matter which side of the equal sign I want. I start with, so 5 2x plus 4 equals 30. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is expand the brackets. 5 times 2x, 10x, plus 5 times 4, 20. Okay, is equal to 30. Then the same rules apply. Okay, I want to be left with x at the bottom here. So I'm going to get rid of the plus 20 first to minus 20. Same on the other side because it's the balancing method. So this is from the 10x is equal to 10. Divide them both by 10. X equals 1. Okay. I'll do another one which is a little bit tricky because it involves minus numbers. Let's go with, I haven't looked at this one in advance, so I'm sure it's not too bad. So I've got minus 3, then in brackets I got 4 minus 2n is equal to 18. Okay, so again I'm going to do minus 3 times 4 gives me minus 12. Okay, minus times a positive. Then I'm going to do minus 3 times minus 2n. A minus times a minus gives me a plus. 3 minus 3 times 2n, 6n, a positive 6n equals 18. Is everyone happy with that? Okay, so yeah, so the negative times the positive gives me a negative, then a negative times a negative gives me a negative times a positive is a negative, yeah. Then the negative times the negative will give me a positive there. So again, then I just use my normal method. I want to get rid of this minus 12, so I need to add 12 to it. Remember, I just want n down here, don't I? Okay, so to do the same on the other side, add 12. Okay, so now I've got 6n is equal to 30. Divide both by 6. N equals 5. Okay, right. Let's have a go at these. Okay, let's have a go at these. 5 questions here. to do. Everyone must do the first 5, and then there's some extension ones, okay, some really quite tricky ones there on the extension. Just follow the same rules, expand the brackets, and then solve. Then solve the equation like you have been for all the others. Excuse me. Right, okay, off you go with those. If we can all do these 5, and then if you're feeling brave, have a go at the extension. Okay, cheers, bye-bye.